Hi, Lance. My name is Suzanne Lancaster, and I was looking for pool resurfacing in Mansfield, Texas. And I found your website with a little bit of effort, and I wanted to give you some tips on how to improve your visibility on Google. So as you can see, we are on your website, which is very nicely laid out. I like how you have your different topics, construction service products, and you have your text with content. And you have a fairly good amount of content. Google likes to have each content have about 750 to 1,000 words. This is probably about, I'm guessing, 500 or so. Um, so that's good. I would do a little bit more, but you know what? That's fairly good. And your services, looks good too. I would just add some more information. I know there's more you can talk about on any of all of these. I would just add some more content here. The reason I'm talking about content is Google likes websites to be as authoritative as possible. And when you think of authoritative, you think of Wikipedia, and Wikipedia has a lot of information on almost every topic you could possibly look up, except for very esoteric ones. So you want your website to be like that. You want your website to be a leader in educating the consumers with very authoritative content about pools and the city that they're in, especially. So if you want to increase your visibility for a specific city like Mansfield and a specific topic of pools, since I was looking for pool resurfacing, then you would want to really talk about both of those things on your website. Yep. Okay. So let's go back and see what it looks like whenever I do pool surfacing. Oops. There you go. Pool resurfacing Mansfield was my phrase to look. And you can see there's some AdWords, and you came up with AdWords, I think, for pool surfacing in Fort Worth. And Fort Worth is a pretty saturated market. Mansfield is not so much. As you can see, you have a little bit of the AdWords, of course, and then these guys are the top in the Google Local. So Google Local is the name, address, and phone number of these guys are going to be close to Mansfield or in Mansfield, and that's why they are ranking pretty high for this. About 50% of the people who look for a specific service in a specific city are going to click on these guys. And you can click on the more places and you can see more, but a lot of people don't even bother to go here, and here y'all are kind of down here. So really you want to get up here in the top 3 of Google. The way you do that is you have a name, address, and phone number in Mansfield, which is easy to do, and you submit it to a lot of online directories. So these guys have submitted their information to a lot of online directories, and we can even figure out how many directories they use. There's a software called Whitespark, and Mr. Eds and Crystal Clear have about, see, this guy has 63 citations, so he has submitted his name, address, and phone number to 63 online directories, and that's something that we can do. Is pretty easy, and it will get you ranked up high pretty quickly. So then the second part is the Google Organic, which is this part of Google and down. You really want to be in the top, 4 or 5 listings that people are going to click on. And as you can see for Mansfield, there's only one company. The rest of these are yellow pages, other things that don't really apply. That guy, but he does a lot of other things. I would say if you want to be pool, be pool. So you want to increase your content like I was talking about, and you also want to increase your backlinks, which are votes from other websites saying that your website is very authoritative and it has a lot of good content, and Google needs to really pay attention to it. So I looked up True Blue Renovations to see how many people are talking about these guys. So there's a software called Majestic, and they have 5 other websites talking about them, which is not much. So we could definitely get you ranked higher than them by finding other websites that will talk about you. And then we also need to think about what are your keywords. So for True Blue Pool Renovations, their keyword was pool renovation, or specifically True Blue. So if you want to get more interest on a specific pool subject. So I looked for pool resurfacing, and you can also do pool deck resurfacing. It's something really specific that you get a lot of people calling about. I imagine that this area gets a lot of people interested in pool resurfacing because after a while they have to resurface, and then pool decks because the decks I'm sure get bleached out from the hot sun and they probably crack because of the way our soil moves all the time. So I would say that if you want to specify for a specific keyword, that's a really good idea. And then the reason I chose Mansfield is Mansfield has about I want to say 150 to 200,000 people. So it's a really good population. You can tell that the market is not saturated. And if you don't mind the drive, it's not too far for your customers, then you can really dominate the city and get a lot more people interested in your company. And you can do that by either modifying your website, or we can even build a whole new website just specifically talking about pool resurfacing or pool deck resurfacing in Mansfield specifically. As specific as you can get, the better your visibility on Google and the more people that are going to be interested in calling you to see what you can do for them. Those are just some ideas I had. My name is Suzanne Lancaster. My phone number is 214-236-4678. If you'd like to contact me and talk about this, I would like to hear from you. Thanks for watching the video.